Hi students, and welcome to another video of Let's Get Mental. This time we're working on a lesson called Integers. It's another grade 7 term 2 topic. Let's get into it. So first we need to know our lesson objectives, and they are 1. Why do we need to know integers? 2. What are integers? 3. How do we plot our integers? 4. How do we compare integers? And 5. What is an additive inverse? So integers help us with solving some problems. Firstly, we're going to work with temperature problems. So the example shows from 0 degrees Celsius, the temperature rose by 4 degrees in the morning, and in the evening it dropped by another 8 degrees. How can we represent these values? So if you look at the working, it shows you 0 plus 4 minus 8 would give you a negative value. So a negative 4 degrees Celsius means it's going to be cold. So we represent our negative values to show cold weather, and our positive values show more warmer weather. So this helps our weather tracking to be more simple and easy for everyone to understand. So next we move on to financial problems. Here it says you have 350 Rand in the credit card account. You pay 50 Rand towards your monthly bank fees and then another 400 Rand towards the clothing account. What would be the current balance? So in the working it shows you 350 Rand minus 50 Rand minus 400. And that would give you a negative value. So we have negative 100 Rands. This shows us that we are owing the bank. So we use negative numbers for financial problems when we are in debt and positive numbers when we have a value in our account. Let's move on. So next up is what are integers? Integers consist of all positive and negative numbers as well as a neutral number 0. Integers do not have decimals in them, fractions, or even percentages. So if you look at the 4 different positions, it says negative integers are negative numbers. For example, a negative 3, negative 5, negative 29, negative 109, etc. Then your positive integers are positive numbers. These examples are 1, 7, 18, 389, etc. Percentages and fractions which are not part of your integers are examples like half, negative 5%, negative 3/4, 20%, and so on. Decimals which are also not in your integers, the examples are 1.6, 35.4, and negative 2.43. What are integers? We're going to continue here. The number line below represents both your positive and your negative numbers, and it shows 0 at the center. So that's your neutral number. It separates both your negatives from your positives. So the negatives are always on the left-hand side, and your positive numbers are always on the right-hand side. So for 0, it is a neutral number, and we always say that it is neither positive nor negative. Plotting our integers on a number line. So how do we do it? First, you need to locate where the point is, whether it's going to be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Look at the example. To plot negative 4 on the number line, we must start at 0 and then go left 4 times, because this is where the negative numbers lie. So if you look at the diagram, it shows you at 0, there are jumps going backward 4 times, and you land at negative 4. And that's how you plot your negative 4 on a number line. So now you try. Example, plot negative 2 on the number line. Take a few moments and try this out and come back. Now for the answer. The example of negative 2 on a number line, if you look at it, we must locate firstly where's the corresponding point, whether it's going to be on the left or the right. Now we know negative 2 will be on the left-hand side. So we start at 0 and we jump 2 spaces backwards, going to the left. And we land on negative 2. So if you did this, good job. Let's move on. How do we compare integers? So we know that numbers decrease when they go down to the left. This would mean that the numbers in value would also decrease, going to the left. If we had to compare two numbers such as negative 3 and 2, we would conclude that 2 is bigger or larger in value than negative 3. So it will be written as follows: negative 3 is less than positive 2. And in the number line, it shows you an example of how it works. So your positive 2 is on the right hand side of the 0, and negative 3 is on the left hand side of the 0. So obviously we know 2 is bigger than 0, and we can see that negative 3 is much more further down from 0, which makes it much more smaller. More examples below is negative 23 is less than 29. Positive 55 is greater than negative 99. So be careful when you're comparing. Now it's time for you to try. So compare using the greater than sign, less than sign, or equal to for these sums. So the answers. The first one says negative 2 is greater than negative 11. Because if we look at the number line, negative 11 is much more further down than negative 2. Question 2, negative 15 is greater than negative 19. Same concept. Number 3, negative 72 is less than negative 29. This is because 29 is much more further up the number line than 72. Number 4, negative 192 is the same as negative 192, and so we use the equal to. Number 5, 515 is greater than negative 99. And the last one, number 6, negative 400 is less than negative 9. Next, what is an additive inverse? So this is a number value that when added to another number gives a sum of 0. The additive inverse is also known as the mirror image on the other side of the number line. We use it by simply swapping out the signs of the number. For example, the additive inverse for a positive 4 would be negative 4. If you look at the number line, it shows you negative 4 and positive 4 on the opposite sides of a number line, and they basically are mirror images of one another. More additive inverse examples are negative 29 is equal to positive 29, 34 is equal to a negative 34, 132 is equal to a negative 132, and a negative 641 is equal to a positive 641. If you look at all examples, you would see the only thing that changed was the swapping of the signs, either positive to a negative or a negative to a positive. Easy. Now it's time for you to try. So give the additive inverse for each of these numbers below. And here are your answers. Number 1, negative 5 is equal to a positive 5. 2, 46 is equal to a negative 46. Number 3, negative 71 is equal to a positive 71. Number 4, negative 194 is equal to a positive 194. Number 5, 805 is equal to a negative 805. And for number 6, 479 is equal to a negative 479. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next lesson.